What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Outer Haven Spectator Mode Podcast. We're back again in video format because we enjoyed it so much the last time. We're going to do it again. I can't tell you where my buddies are, so we'll just say we're joined by Scott.
Hello.
And Kyle.
Hi, I'm on the bottom.
Well, he's on the bottom now, but when I edit this stuff, he might be on the left and right. We don't know what's going on. So, it's been an interesting time since our last podcast. There's a lot of stuff happening in the gaming industry, but guess what? We're not going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about stuff that we want to talk about because it's our podcast. And I think we're going to start this off with something positive because this is something that Kyle wanted to talk about. What are two games we're looking forward to playing in February? Kyle, since you put this topic down, you get to go first.
I'm going to go with Wild Hearts and Like a Dragon Ishin because I really enjoy Monster Hunter and Yakuza Samurai sounds awesome. So
okay. Fair enough. I mean, do you really like Monster Hunter games?
Too much. I like them too much.
I've seen you on Steam. Was you playing on Steam or were you playing somewhere else?
I have it on. Oh, hit my mic. Sorry, guys. I have it on Switch and the Xbox. And okay, so I've put a ton of time into like World on the Xbox and things like that. So,
yeah, I don't play them on an Xbox anymore. I play them on PC for obvious reasons. What about you, Scott? What two games are you looking forward to?
So one of them is the same as Kyle's would be Ishin Like a Dragon. I do like the Samurai Yakuza aesthetic. And I've become a lot more of a Yakuza fan or like a Dragon fan, or however they want to keep going with it now, because of the Yakuza 7 game. It made me go back and play some of the other Yakuzas.
Die hard there, huh?
And the other game I'm excited about is one probably nobody knows about, but it's called The Soul of Kronos.
I'm sorry, repeat that again, sir. I didn't understand it. What is that game?
The Soul of Kronos.
The Soul of Kronos.
It's a more indie game. It's like 3D, 2D sprites. It's based on a battle system of Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy mix.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
That sounds cool. Yeah,
I'm excited for it. I know a lot of people probably don't know what it is, but know that it's coming out on Valentine's Day, and that it'll be a really good instance of animation and a good indie company that likes Chrono Trigger, which, by the way, is my favorite game of all time. So anything that's inspired by that is always going to be on my radar.
Okay. As for me, I'm looking forward to Wild Hearts and also Atomic Heart.
He really likes things that have heart in them.
Well, but not Kingdom Hearts.
Oh well, yeah. I'm totally not a fan of Kingdom Hearts. You've got me on that one.
That's because it's the most convoluted game ever made.
But it's fun.
I played the first game for like an hour, and I was like, I can't play this game. And
first game
never
can
went back.
Be rough.
Never went back.
I think Atomic Heart looks really cool, but what's with the really beautiful robot ladies? Have you guys seen them? I want to say it differently, but because it's a podcast and we're family friendly, I don't want to say the other word.
I saw that and I was like, wait, what's going on with this? I did pay attention to that. Yes, I did see that. Something about ad sets on that one too. Wow.
Yes, they're very beautiful robot women. I can't wait.
We'll have to wait until. But I'm looking forward to a quality first-person shooter that's a good single-player campaign. That's what I want to play again.
First-person shooters with single-player campaigns seem like they are hard to come by nowadays.
Yeah.
We're not getting a Titanfall 3. Thanks, Respawn. Thanks, EA.
I don't think Titanfall Legends was a Titanfall 3. I think it
was something
goofy.
It was supposed to be a mobile game, wasn't it?
Especially, they leaked some details. I think Jeff Grubb leaked details, but it was like Apex Legends and Titanfall characters in one universe, and it was inspired by Doom Eternal, and you got powers as you progress through the game from other characters, like other legends in the Titanfall Apex universe. So it sounded really silly. So
I know what I meant is we just aren't getting. I meant we're just not getting a Titanfall 3 at all.
Well, I say never because they also said that we weren't going to get a Mass Effect trilogy remaster, and we did. So We just
That's
have to
fair.
keep crying about it, and they'll eventually give us one in like another 6 years.
That's kind of ironic that you said that. It's really ironic that you said that, because talking about games that we don't get quite some time because they're canceled or things of that nature. Dead Space Remake, which is a game that I talked about in the last podcast. I finished it, and it took me a lot longer to finish it than it took most people, because I was, recording footage to upload to the website, editing the footage first. I was also writing guides and things of that nature. So it took me a little longer than it should have, but I finally finished the game, and I definitely think that game was definitely worth the 15 years it took them to bring it back in the spotlight. After EA killed Visual Studios, after EA said they're never going to touch Dead Space again, after EA announced that they're remaking the game, and it is so much fun. If you have never played Dead Space and you're thinking about playing Dead Space Remake, you are in for such a colossal ride. Especially if you like sci-fi horror games. Oh my God. And I have to give kudos to EA Motive for putting in the AI director. Holy crap. That thing is wicked. So for those who don't know what that is, basically, you played The Last of Us, or Last of Left 4 Dead.
I would say Alien Isolation.
Or that too, yeah. Yeah, so as you play, the game decides to throw a couple jump scares in your way, change up the location of ammo, and also decide how many aliens or necromorphs it's going to toss at you. And in my case, because I was doing great, at one point, I got surrounded by 12 of them at once, and I was like, wow, this is not good. And I died. I totally died. My wife is down here like, there's one over there, and there's one over there, there's one behind you. I'm like, I got it. The funny thing.
I haven't died in that game yet, except for the one time I had just done the part where you go and you refuel the engines. And that thing is you're in that spinning room trying to get to the other side with the elevator. And
Centrifuge?
Yes. I climbed down. I went down the elevator and came around the corner, and there was a necromorph coming at me. So I was like, I can take it and make the run. And just as I went to turn into the other room where I would be safe, the centrifuge thing spun around and killed me.
Yeah, a lot of people died in that one. In the original one, I know a lot of people died in this one. But you got a long way to go, because they just start throwing new enemies at you. Like, there's one enemy type that has pretty much a cluster bomb on his arm. And if he just slams it on you, you're dying. And it's like, wow, that's not cool. And I've got hit by him so many times, like, wow, he just snuck up on me and just killed me. And I'm like, what happened? And then I go, oh, must have been that guy. Yeah, it comes up with some really tricky ways of killing you. But I really love the fact that it just amps up the challenge so much. It turns out the lights. It starts making noises. It throws fog at you. I think they said it can do up to 1,200 different things.
That's
that's
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy what they made the game do. And it's not just that. Again, visually it's great. All the new systems they put in place. I'm going back in.
Go do New Game Plus, get the new armor and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to. What I want to do is go through New Game Plus again and upgrade all my weapons that I want, and then I'll go and do Impossible, because I want the hand cannon.
Yeah,
The
that thing
Mega
is
Man
awesome.
one?
Yeah,
No, it's a foam finger.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's a foam finger. It's just like one of the foam fingers you get from a sporting event. And Isaac makes the sound, so when you're pointing, he goes pew 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 pew. Yeah, I need that.
That's awesome.
And the new armor. I need both of those right now. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. EA, you did a fantastic. Oh, sorry, EA Motive, you did a fantastic, amazing job. You know you do a great job when Glenn Schofield comes back and says you guys did an amazing job on this game.
Yeah.
Did you knew he wanted to do this game, and it got done eventually. It's a fantastic. I cannot stop gushing over this game, and I don't do that for many games. So, Dead Space remake, Dead Space 2 remake, please.
I really enjoyed
Please.
it. I was playing it the other day, and I realized that as I play it, my heart rate just stays up. I'm not even scared. I'm not scared of what's happening. It's just I know something's coming at one point or another, so it's just up here at all times. And I'm like,
it's the anxiety.
I'm like, I got it.
It's the anxiety. Yeah, it's the anxiety. That's exactly what it does.
I'm like,
it's so suspenseful that they knew how to make it an amazing ride. And like you
Yes.
said, it's not the jump scares. But there was one time I was like, holy crap, what happened? Because I didn't expect it. It was the AI director. I was like, what the heck? It wasn't an alien. It was just a fan in the back just flew off. And I was
Yep.
like, wow.
Yeah, I had that happen to me as well, where I walked into a room that was one of the security clearances, and I was like going towards an item, and it just like the fan exploded off the wall, and I was like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such an amazing game. Again, if you've never played the first one and you're just thinking about it, you are going to have an amazing time. And if you're one of those people who can't play games like this and you give it a try, don't play this at night. Don't do it.
Keep all the lights
Especially
on.
don't get a 3D headset and listen to it that way.
So good. Such a great game. Such a great game. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about this. I am so sorry. I just had to. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna deviate off our list real quick.
No.
Because I'm sorry, but I just remembered one thing. Recently, Game Informer showed off some gameplay footage of the upcoming Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh, right.
Another remake that's coming out that's going to be amazing. Capcom did a fantastic job with the Resident Evil 2 remake. Not so much with 3, but they're looking like they're going to knock it out the park with 4. And I was just looking at this gameplay, and I never played 4. I'm sorry, back up. I didn't play 4 for longer than, 1.5, 2 hours maybe? It's just, there were so many games that came out during that time, I just was not interested. So I've been following this game for the longest time now, and I'm looking forward to playing this game. I think this is March? Resident Evil 4 Remake is March?
I think it's soon.
So I'll be locking myself. March 24th. So I'll be locking myself in the room to play this game. It's the same thing that happened with me in Dead Space. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be such an amazing
100%.
But looking at, I don't know about that. But I was looking at what the Game Informer was showing, and the game looks so good. Capcom, wow. You're doing the video games God's work. That looks so damn amazing. So amazing.
I like that you could stealth people.
Yeah, they added it. That's new. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just sneak up behind them and stab them with a knife. Not something you can do in the first game.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
4
don't
was pretty
care for that
janky
milky rain.
anyways.
Everybody has a problem with the rain. That's going to be something somebody fixes when it comes to the PC.
Oh, 100%.
They're like, fix rain. This is terrible.
Yeah,
Too much rain.
It's that GTA trilogy remaster rain. It's very distracting watching the gameplay footage. But otherwise, it looks good. I like that you can parry the chainsaw too.
Yeah, right? I saw that before. That is amazing. And they also added a better AI to the game. So that's also something that I'm really enjoying. I'm liking when they do these games and they change them up, like Dead Space. Oh, God, I said Dead Space again. They're making the games a lot harder or sneakier, so it's not the same. I played it before. I'm going to play it through the game with no issues. I'm loving the fact that they're doing this. Thank you. Oh, man. And also, if you're playing this on PlayStation VR 2, I think this is getting an upgrade as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know Villages, I thought they said this might be as well. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But it doesn't matter for me because I'm playing this on PC. I'm playing this on PC, hands down, no doubt. And also, I think it's getting new side missions as well. So, yeah. And they removed the QuickTime events. I know a lot of people were complaining about that because I know I saw some videos where you're like hitting the button. So those are gone from the original Resident Evil 4, so that's good. Excuse me.
It does say they intend to use PSVR too, so we'll see.
All right.
That sounds cool.
March 24th.
My
March 24th for PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox, and PC. Yes.
Yep.
I need it.
My brother-in-law is in love with just Resident Evil 4 VR, so
I never played it. Never done it in VR.
I haven't either myself, but he got it for free. He went and bought the Quest 2 after he played mine.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
they were
right.
giving it away
did
for
come
free.
out.
He got that and Beat Saber. So
it was like, hey, I bought this in the beginning. Nothing. Oh, hey, all right, here you go. Late adapters. Here's some free games. Like,
yep.
you bums. I could have used that game. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Ha! Conveniently enough, PSVR 2 is also trending on Twitter right now.
Oh no, you know why? I mean, that wasn't on our list too. So let's talk about that too. Let's talk about PSVR 2. So there was a rumor that was started. I think it might have been started by Bloomberg. Correct me if I'm wrong. That they were saying that PlayStation was reducing the numbers of PlayStation VR 2s to be sold because they didn't think enough people pre-ordered it.
Yeah, from 2 million to 1 million.
Yep.
Yeah. So then PlayStation came out and was like, nope, that's not true whatsoever. I don't know what you heard this malarkey from. We're on track, blah, 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 blah. And then more people came out of the woodworks talking about, well, we don't know how successful this is going to be. And you got to think about this for a second. On the technical sense, we don't know how powerful this headset's going to be because it is a headset that still requires the PlayStation 5 to work. So that's one thing. And I'm not trying to discount that whatsoever, but whenever you have a headset, and I hate to, I don't want to compare it to the MetaQuest 2, but that's the best example. Whenever you have a headset that requires a machine, you're doubling what you have to pay for to get into that what's the word I'm looking for here, to experience that headset. You got to pay for the PlayStation 5, then the PlayStation VR 2, and that's $1,100-$1,200 right there.
Yeah,
it's not cheap. It's not a cheap entry point. And
Not
then you
at
got to
all.
buy the games. And then with MetaQuest 2, I mean, you can connect it to a PC, but it's a self-contained unit. You just have to get the MetaQuest 2 and you're good to go.
Yep.
Now, on paper, the PSVR 2 seems like the better device, but we have to wait and see. So there's a lot of reasons why that's trending right now.
Yeah, the tech in it is definitely better than the Quest 2. It's just you need more accoutrement to play the PSVR 2 than you do the MetaQuest 2. So
There was a game I was reading about today. I want to say Pavov. It's like, it reminds me of Counter-Strike, and the developer said it actually runs better on the PlayStation VR 2 headset than it does on the PC with a 3090 Ti card. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Actually, let me see if I can find that Pavov. I don't remember the name, PSVR 2. But of course, when I need it, I can't find it, right? That's how it works. We're on video. I just can't edit this out. Okay, here we go. The developer... Come on, Twitter. Not sure how accurate this is for other developers, but the Pevov dev mentioned that for their own game, the PSVR 2 is 10% faster than even their 3090 Ti setup.
Huh. That's impressive.
That's crazy. Given that, it's the PlayStation versus a console or versus a PC, it's going to be interesting to see how that comes out when it comes out. Now, I know you have a pre-order in, Kyle.
I do.
And I have one in, so we'll have to wait and see. I have been sitting here debating if I want to cancel it.
I'm not gonna lie, I have as well. That's mainly because I bought a Steam Deck. So,
how much tech can I hold in these hands right now? That's pretty much it.
Exactly. I can't be playing the deck and also trying to play Call of the Mountain at the same time. It's impossible.
Yo, you can hack your headset to play it on your Steam Deck.
Perfect.
Because that's one of the things people keep saying. Hey, what if the PlayStation VR 2 headset works for the PC? Which, guys, come on. No. Sony's not going to do that. Let's not do this.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it would, though. That would make people feel a lot better about the price of it, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money. For half of that, I can go buy the Index.
Yep.
And be in heaven. But I couldn't play Gran Turismo 7 on the Index. At least not yet. So, yeah. That's the reason why it's trending, but it'll be interesting. I am looking forward to it when it comes out. I definitely am. I don't want to blow past all these topics, man. Jeez, we got a lot to talk about. We're doing really good here. We're sorry, guys. It's just these topics are just blowing past us. But here's one. I think I'm the only one who cares about this one. Over the weekend, there was the Tekken Regionals, I believe it was. And during that, they revealed that Nina Williams was coming back to Tekken 8. Surprise!
Hooray!
I mean, she's been in every Tekken game since Tekken came out. And I'm not complaining because that's my main character. I've never left Nina in any Tekken game, so I'm glad to see that she's back. She looks a little better. She's still a freaking assassin. She uses her guns during her moves now.
Oh, that's absurd.
That's a first. That's a first. So, I mean, I'm not excited about the guns and whatnot, but it's just she's not the first person in Tekken to use a gun. Remember, Gunjack used guns as well.
It'd be funny if he didn't. He used like grenades.
It'd be interesting what else somebody does. And they also announced several new modes or mechanics in the game and changed up a couple of mechanics as well. Rage Arts no longer requires a different combination for different characters. It just requires down, forward, and 2 punches or 1 button on the controller. I mean, you could do that as a shortcut before, but those playing on fight sticks, it was kind of impossible to do that because you don't have as many buttons on the fight stick as you do on a controller. They also talked about the heat system, which is interesting. When you activate the heat system, your character becomes empowered, and you have 10 seconds to basically kick the crap out of other people. But if you constantly attack them, your rage gauge doesn't go down as fast because the rule or the theme of Tekken 8 is aggression. They don't want any more of this back and forth and hiding and dodging. They want you to go up to their opponent's face and punch them in the face. And if you think I'm lying, the next system will tell you that I'm not. So, Scott, you play fighting games.
I do.
Ever seen a fighting game where you took the health off another character and they took off red health, but they had white health left?
Yes.
In Tekken 8, now what happens is if you go down to white health, you now can attack and get your health back.
Okay. Yeah, that reminds me of how Injustice 2 did it.
Landing hits on your opponent will give you back your health.
Mm-hmm.
Not red health, but white health. So that is interesting move there.
That is.
They also made a change. We're adding another thing to the heat system where, like I said, you can activate it and go after your characters. But there's also several moves that each character will have that will initiate heat by itself. And once you do that, the character will lunge forward. Basically, it's pretty much like a, hey, dummy, you did this. Go after the character. Versus just, oh, I activated it. Now what do I do? So there's a lot more stuff that they're adding to the system. It's pretty interesting what they're doing with Tekken 8. Again, the theme about this game is aggression, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to Anna being in the game because you can't have a Nina without an Anna. I mean, this will be great. I'm really looking forward to Tekken 8. I'm a big fan of Tekken.
Did they change the way that you like interact with the floors? Like you can do something with the way the floors work?
They've only show one floor or one stage that I've seen so far that has like I'm trying to think of what the actual thing they do. The mechanics of the floor. The floor actually interacts with you, like it'll knock you up in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know if the stages, the collapsible stages, are making a return to 8, or if you knock the person through the wall or something, you go down and follow them. Like Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive did that a lot. I don't remember which Tekken game did that. Actually, Scott, do you remember which game did that?
I can't remember which the Tekkens did, but that's mainly because I haven't played all the Tekkens. I kind of stopped following them after Tekken 5, to be honest.
I know Tekken 7 does it, but it wasn't as much as another Tekken game. One was pretty much like nonstop breaking. I think it was like Tekken 6.
It might have been.
Yeah, so yeah, it's interesting what they're doing with Tekken 8. I know Harada is looking forward to making this the best Tekken game thus far. It's going to be interesting. But, of course, he has not talked about, the one thing that everybody wants to know about, rollback netcode. We'll have to wait.
The biggest thing in fighting games.
I know every time I harass Matt about this and he talks about that, he goes in his tangent. I go, but Tekken has rollback netcode. And he just goes off. He's like, Harada's a freaking liar. I know it doesn't have it, but he said it does, but we know it doesn't. But calm down, man. Holy crap. Yeah, he gets really mad about certain games. Tekken and
Street Fighter and Tekken are like the two fighting games where he can go on tangents.
Yeah, and long tangents. And he just won't stop. Like, all right, we got you, buddy. It's cool. Hey, there was a game that people were talking about, and then they stopped talking about it because the developer stopped talking about it, and then the developer was supposed to release this gameplay footage, and then they had an issue, technical issue on Steam didn't allow it to happen. And then we got a gameplay trailer a couple of days ago, and then I remember in chat, Kyle was going, "This is BS," and also on Twitter, I think it was Twitter, he was going, "This is BS. This game doesn't exist." What game was that? I don't remember what the game was.
Day before.
It's called The Day Before. Also abandoned.
Whatever happened with Abandoned? Did it just
It fizzled
disappear?
out. I think it still has like a PlayStation Store like listing somewhere, but I don't think it's doing anything.
Yeah, the developers have been basically silent, like they're gone. So I don't know what's going on with Abandoned. I assume it's also just as fake. So
Yeah,
we'll
I thought it
see
was just a
something in a
joke.
couple months where he comes out and he's like, "Oh, it's a real game where real people making the game. We're gonna have something for you soon," and then it'll never release, and we'll be like,
It's like
Here
PT
we
in
go
what
again.
way?
"Yeah."
I talked about this when I wrote the story up the other day, and also when I talked about this game a couple of months ago. It's like, why does this game remind me of Division so freaking much?
Yeah,
It literally reminds me of Division.
It looks like they basically took their what is it, their Snowdrop engine, and they just flipped all the assets. But now it looks worse.
It does.
When they first announced it, they were talking about ray tracing and 4K visuals and MMO multiplayer, and even developers like made videos on YouTube and were like, "There's no way that's possible." And they were pointing out like why it's probably a bullshit trailer. And then with their whole Steam incident, they actually removed things themselves and then blamed it on a Steam bug. But people went back and looked at like the files, and you could see that it was them. They were the ones taking out like images and videos and things like that. And then like right after that, they were like, "Well, we were going to show gameplay footage for you guys, but somebody bought the trademark to The Day Before. So we don't know what to do. We're talking illegal."
You have a game that's working on, and you didn't trademark the name of the game.
Yeah, and it took about a year for the person who bought the trademark to get the trademark. So they had announced the game like I think 6 months before this guy came and bought it, and then like 2 months after they bought it, they tried to get the trademark for it. So
Oh my gosh.
it's goofy. You can find a couple really good YouTube videos about it.
It doesn't make any sense, but I will look up those videos because this whole thing has been a disaster. I mean, I honestly wish that it would come out because the premise of the game, the world has collapsed again, and
this time it's zombies.
Yeah, there's zombies out there, and also people trying to survive by killing you to get your stuff. I mean, that's like the ideal scenario of a perfect horror game, but it's also a survival horror game. But it's also like, well, how long am I going to have food before I end up starving? I mean, am I going to become a cannibal now and killing people and eating the people now, or what's going on here?
Yeah, they're a little shoddy on the details on that stuff. I don't know if you guys have all watched like the 10-minute trailer that IGN put out.
I did.
I watched the trailer.
And it's basically a lot of running in what looks like a little contained area. The crafting system actually looked kind of interesting, but I think they shot like 5 zombies, and then it was like The Day Before coming out in November. And the only thing people noticed was the NPC had a huge butt.
Well, yeah, of course, because big assets, people tend to notice assets.
Okay,
right?
I also noticed that their third-person camera was, I think, a little too close to the character model when they were doing their gameplay.
They knew what they were showing off.
It was reminding me of Soul Hackers 2 before they had the day one patch. Where it's just like you can see like a third of what you're looking at, but the rest of it's just the character model.
Yeah, you're basically that lady's backpack when you're watching that video. So,
oh boy, that poor game. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, if the developers are actually trying to put out a quality game, okay, cool. But if they're just blowing smoke up people's butts, and that's another thing.
They want to generate wish lists, which I don't know what that's going to do for them, but
it doesn't work. You cannot do it. If you look at my article, the wish list link does not work on Steam. The game's not there.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't
know what
work.
they're trying to
It's still not
generate
up yet.
then, because
Ever since
they're
they
trying to
got taken
generate
down,
hype
it's-
for something that has no monetary gain for themselves right now.
I can only assume it's like investor scams at this point.
Maybe.
I mean, if they're actually making a real game, then they are very incompetent. But I mean, if you go back and look at their history, they've cashed out. They cashed out on their first game after like 3 months after it released. They just gave it to someone else, and then they made another game which they abandoned after like 14 days
Wow.
after it released. And then they made Prop Hunt, which I think is their most successful game. But even that's got like a dwindling player count. So I don't know. It's hard to look at the day before and think this is going to be a quality real life game that I'm going to play. So
When you're dead. It's not coming out. It's not coming
It'll
out
release one day.
yeah,
one day.
I will have abandoned my body when the day before comes out. Hey, you want to talk about Back for Blood? You talked about Left 4 Dead earlier.
You mean the fact that Back 4 Blood is I'm sorry. Yeah, Back 4 Blood is dead.
Yeah, they have
That
Blood-
doesn't surprise
they
me.
have moved on from development, which is
But they're
kinda
going to
sad.
support the game. They're going to support the game for a little longer, but they're going to back out and call it.
You're not getting
They
much
just released
support.
an expansion. Yeah, so
Which it still probably has a bunch of bugs they didn't do anything about. So
see, this is the problem. Turtle Rock did the same crap with Evolve,
yeah,
and it was like, dude, what are you doing? People spent money on this game, and you just like, whatever, we're done. And then you're doing it now with Back for Blood. I was at Back for Dead. Back for Blood. It's
Left for
it's-
Blood.
It's a darn shame that Left 4 Dead had a longer life than Back 4 Blood. How about that?
I mean, you probably have a better chance of finding a Left 4 Dead server than a Back 4 Blood one at this point.
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead servers out there. I am pretty sure. My son keeps running a Left 4 Dead server on his computer. So yes, I'm pretty sure you'll find them. The mod community for that game is amazing. Was it with you? Did you play with us, Kyle? I don't remember.
You played Back 4
It was
Blood.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was you, me,
Scott was there.
we were all there.
Scott-
Then I think we had
Carl.
I think Carl.
and Carl.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I turned into a gun.
it was totally
couldn't get back
bug free when we played it.
Yeah, I remember that. And like you kept getting kicked out. And you'd
Yeah.
get in, and then you wouldn't be able to get in. So we'd have to restart the whole thing. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a
awesome.
great game night. We almost played
And
a
then
game
the-
together.
And then the developers came out a couple
we got,
months
like,
ago. I was like,
halfway
"Do you want to
through
try
one."
the?" They were like, "Do you want to try the expansion?" I was like, "No."
It depends. Can we play it? Is
I
it
don't wanna
playable
play it.
or is it still the same?
Yeah, it's a. I feel bad for these kind of games when people, spend good money on this, hard-earned money, and then the game was like, well, the developer's like, well, we're not supporting it anymore. Goodbye. I mean, jeez. It lasted longer than Babylon's Fall, right? And it's not to make a joke about this, because this is serious stuff, but god darn. Don't bring out these games and then shut them down and just screw people over who spent money on it. This is not cool.
That's
Yeah,
the
it does
problem
suck.
with live
Whatsoever.
service games. It's like there's no way they're gonna last forever, especially
had
if
a
they have to
lot.
rely on the servers to be up the whole time.
We've had a lot announced that they're closing down very soon. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
And at least I
Knockout
think
City,
8 games
Rumbleverse.
this week that got announced.
I like Knockout
Crossfire
City.
X. I like Knockout City too. I thought it was fun.
I think I remember. Maybe let me check. I think they said Knockout City. They're bringing out a PC server, so you can at least play it still. Let me see.
That's cool.
It's one of those games. I mean,
Yeah.
there was like 4 games that decided they're going out. Let me see here.
Yeah, because I know we also got like
see.
Marvel's Avengers having their fun announcement of not being running anymore, but they're still keeping their servers online.
Yeah, they're not taking that down. They're just moving on.
Yeah.
They're going to take them down after. Is it? No. You're right. After September, they're finally going offline.
Yeah, well, they're delisting
that's
it, but you can still play the game if you own it.
Yeah, we're losing Crossfire X, Knockout City, Rumbleverse, and there was another one. I can't remember what it was.
I know there's a bunch of
Yeah,
mobile
Knockout
games
Ci-
that also got canceled.
Yeah, Knockout City is getting a PC only private server version. Okay, so they can keep playing the game.
Yeah.
But still,
And I'd
really
have that
like
as a
this game.
preference than just full out closing the whole game so you can't play it.
yeah. But even then, it's going to die.
Yeah,
People are gonna
easily.
go, it's too much work for me to do this, and I don't want to do this, and then you got to worry about port forwarding and all this fun stuff. And nobody's going to play this.
Hey,
after this. It's,
I don't know if you guys saw
Just
this. I'm gonna loop it back around to the PSVR one more time.
one more time.
But the PSVR 2 Sense controllers aren't going to be sold separately.
Yep, I saw
That
that.
is
That's
actually
whack.
a good thing. Well, except for when you need a spare.
Yeah, and that's why I said that's
Yeah,
whack.
what if you break one?
What if my kids break them?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do we replace them?
I wonder if they'll have warranties on them.
Do we? Yeah, do you have to send the headset in?
Either that or they'll just require you to do the serial number like they did for the PSVR 1.
This is why you see. I was going to say this is why you buy yourself a Best Buy and you take advantage of the warranty, but you can't because it's only through
PlayStation
Store.
right now.
That is 150% whack. Come on, PlayStation.
They're not talking about how you get a replacement either. So as of right now, it's if you break one, you buy a new one. So
Well, if either of you break your controller and want another controller to buy a headset, just buy me the headset and I'll let you have the controllers.
But you'll still need
you
controllers.
still need the controllers.
I'll find some really bad used ones on eBay.
Man,
I don't think that's how it works.
That's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame. All right, one more topic before we get on to the main event, and that is Star Wars Jedi Survivor is now delayed.
Yes.
It was supposed to release in March, but it is not coming out in March now, so
Yeah, but that's
Sorry,
not
folks,
bad.
you'll
It's
have
only a month.
It's only a month delay, which I think is
Yeah.
fine. And they specifically said it was going to be for fixing up some of the bugs, which makes sense because in the beginning, Jedi Fallen Order had a lot of bugs.
ooh, Jedi
There are some
Fallen
really
Order
funny
had
ones out there.
They had the infinite death loop. They had the infinite fall loop on the first stage. We had the one that stopped your progression. I know because I got stuck in it.
That sucks.
And I recorded my footage. There was one. If there was also another bug because I don't know how they thought about this, where if you go to another planet early and jump over a certain section, you can't get back because you weren't supposed to be there yet.
Yep. I actually
that sounds
took
like-
I took advantage of one of the bugs to go to a secret location early, so I could just get the lights, like the double-bladed lightsaber, and then go back to the first planet.
It just
You do
seems like
that
a
where
lot
you
of
go
these
to
bugs were
whatchamacallit?
design issues.
I don't remember what the planet's called, but you're allowed to
go
go
to,
anywhere, I think. But it just
it's like the-
recommended you don't go there.
Yeah, it's the one where like the force switches are at.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's like a little path you can like basically go around and find like a table, and it's like double-bladed lightsaber. You can get that real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, see, hopefully they don't take away the good exploits, but the bad exploits. It's the bad bugs. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad exploit, right? Because you can take advantage of it, but when you can't get back,
Yeah,
or the game glitches
progression
out
bugs
and
always
you're
suck.
stuck,
Yeah.
those suck. I had to start over from the beginning. I was not thrilled about that.
Depending on how far I was, I would probably never have beaten Fallen Order. I
Would have
would've
just
been
skipped
like,
it.
All right, I'm done.
I would come back to it in like 2 years and be like, okay, maybe
get it.
I'll play
Yeah.
it again.
Exactly. I would have beat it the last time I was playing, which was like a couple months ago. That's when I would have beat it for the first time because I would never have gone back to it at that point. I would have been so upset. I don't do
And
well
even then,
when I lose
there's,
progress.
there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that when I restarted, there was literally no guarantee that I wouldn't get stuck in that bug again. It was just a roll of the die. Like, all right, we'll see what happens. And I was like you, and if it happened again, I'm done.
Yeah. The best bugs are always like the physics ones, though. Like watching a stormtrooper get stuck in the ground and then blast off into space. Those are always the best ones.
So yeah, I'm not really disappointed of them delaying this game. Just make it as bug free as possible. Oh, for the love of God, please do it.
Are you guys getting
Fallen Order
the
was amazing.
ridiculously expensive collector's edition from Limited Run?
I am not.
Wait, there's a collector's edition? I'm sorry, what?
You didn't see it? It's Limited Run's doing it, and you get Cal Kestis's lightsaber.
Oh wait,
handle.
yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
I thought about that.
It's not like just like the lightsaber. It's the one from Galaxy's Edge. So you can buy the blades from Disney and put them in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought about that, but my problem is, limited run. I don't have a good history of limited run. I bought the Streets of Rage 4 collector edition, and it took me nearly a year to get to me. I was not thrilled about that.
yeah, I hear a lot of
then when I
bad
got
things about limited run. So
And when I got it, the Axel's headband was broken. So I was
that
not
sucks.
too thrilled about that.
that sucks. I actually just bought something from Weird West from Special Reserve Games that I assumed was going to be a case, but it's a box, and I'm kind of upset about it.
Aw.
Which I have them right here. Let me see. Get out of here, Steam Deck. It's these guys.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it's supposed to be like a game case.
Yeah,
and I thought it was
like
going to
a
be an
flap over
actual
it.
case. Yeah,
I got one of those Mighty number 9, and I threw it in the trash.
yeah, it's a box. So like I take it, I put it back, put it on my shelf.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like an actual case because they were like $30.
Oh, wow.
So also I got the art book.
That's the important thing.
Yes.
Did you like that game? I enjoyed that game.
I thought Weird West was
loved it.
awesome. I thought it was hilarious in the beginning when I was trying to learn the controls, and your kid dies in the beginning, and you have to set out to find your husband. And I hit like the B button, and my character kicked my son. That has been the only corpse I have been able to kick in that game. Was my son's corpse. I lost it. I thought it was so funny. I was like, oh my God.
Getting back to Star Wars, I cannot buy the collector edition because they're all sold out. So imagine they're on eBay now, which means good. I'll just buy a lightsaber because I've always wanted to have one. You ever go to Best Buy or somewhere and you see those really nice, expensive lightsabers? I don't say a collector edition. They're more like room accessories. I've always wanted one, but I've never bought one. I always wanted to get one.
I always thought the Force FX ones were nice.
Yeah, those. They were
But-
expensive.
Like if you're gonna buy like an expensive one, go online and buy like the custom ones that people make. Those are always really cool. Or go to like if you ever go to Disney, just spend the money and buy just one.
Yeah, if I
So-
ever go to Disney again.
The coolest one is to do the what's it called? The junker one where you go and you make your own lightsaber. That's a really cool experience to have. It's super expensive. It's
Yeah, we actually did that. And
Yeah.
then my son quickly, when we got home, pretty much let it go to hell. And I was like, dude, what? 'Cause we took him to we went to E3 in 2017, and that's when we went to Disney after E3.
yeah.
So that's a perfect segue into the last topic of the day.
Depressing one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm sorry. I regret to inform you that E3 2023 is probably dead. If you hadn't heard, Microsoft or Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo have decided to pull out, and not in a good way.
Oh no.
They are not coming to E3. They are not coming to E3, folks. I'm pretty sure that means this event is dead. I mean, these if the big three are not coming, I can guarantee you the other companies are going, well, if they're not going to be there, maybe we shouldn't be there. And that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, my fear is that there's not going to be a lot there, and the ones that are going to be there are probably going to be mostly indie ones that will be everywhere else anyways.
I don't even know if they're going to be indie ones at E3. I can only go off basics, my experience going to E3, and I don't remember any indie people, anything at E3.
Devolver was there.
I mean,
I don't
Devolver
remember
Digital's
that.
like everywhere.
It's crazy.
I mean, I would at least expect like Ubisoft and them to be there, right? They've got stuff they want to show off.
I mean, Ubisoft will be there.
Yeah, Ubisoft
likely.
and probably even, I mean,
EA won't be there. EA has their own thing.
yeah, EA has their own thing.
What's EA's thing?
They got this live garbage thing. They've been doing it for the last couple of years now. Because it was EA Origins. What was it? EA Live.
EA Live, I
they
think
call
it
now.
is.
Yeah, because EA Live used to be the name of their event. Or
Wasn't
their
EA Live
service.
also like also during E3?
Play Live? EA Play Live. Play Live. That's the
Play
one it was.
Live.
EA Play
That makes
Live.
sense.
Yeah. Say again. Kyle?
Didn't they
Say
also
again, Kyle?
do their EA Play Live during E3?
Yeah, right before E3.
I thought they did it during like when there was that little gap in between like a Microsoft and Sony show or something.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna be there. And my other thing is, since Repop is actually, taking pretty much running the show, it's like, why? It's gonna eventually turn into another PAX event. It's
Yeah, it
basically what it's
sounds
gonna
like
be.
PAX now. So
It's gonna be a PAX
I don't know, maybe
Southwest
maybe I won't go. Maybe I'll just go back to PAX East.
And I'm like, and I've already said I'm not going. It's like they're not going to be there, and the main reason I was going to go there is to see them. And if they're not going to be there, I definitely know more people are going to pull out. There's no reason. I'll just go to PAX East,
Yeah.
save me some money, and I'm done. I'm not going anymore.
Yeah, I'm probably. Just
I was going to go,
PAX
and I was
West.
hyped. Yeah, so it's a shame. It's really a shame to see those guys not coming. And the funny thing is, everybody's like, well, they don't need to be there anymore because, they got their own streaming events and PlayStation's State of Play, and Nintendo's got their Nintendo Direct, and Microsoft will probably do something else. But Microsoft is at the one event that just took place in Taiwan, the Taipei gaming show.
Microsoft
Yeah.
showed
Like-
up at PAX West. Microsoft and Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, what's going on here? Do you just not want to be there? I mean, you didn't come to PAX East either. I mean, you bums.
I find it interesting that they didn't go to PAX East, but they did go to PAX West.
I was frustrated when I found out about that. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. PAX East, I thought was a former shell of its a shell of its former self. Kyle enjoyed it.
Yeah, that
I
was
was
my
kinda
first one though. I had a good time.
I was like, wow, these companies didn't come here. What the hell, man? So we'll have to wait and see what happens to PAX. But E3, I really think, all kidding aside, I really think that this is, if it doesn't kill E3, it's the hammer that hit it inside over the head, and it's not in a coma. And I hate to make that analogy, but for years people have been saying E3 is dead. E3 is dead, and then it's on life support, and then it gets a bird of electricity, and it comes back, and you think everything's good to go, and then stuff like this happens, and then it goes, well, maybe I don't go to E3 anymore.
Yeah.
Because you got to know the people that run the event. You got to know people at Repop are going, wait, they're not coming? Nope, they're not coming. God darn it. Now what are we going to do?
You would at least
Because-
expect Microsoft to be there because they have a show
Right?
there. They have a theater.
I know,
Right
they have
down
a
the
theater
street.
like right there.
It's like 3 blocks away, 3 or 4 blocks away, literally. And even then, my beef is this. E3 is not like PAX in the sense that it is a more of a business-orientated event. It's not like it doesn't have the same atmosphere as a PAX. At least the older ones, the previous ones didn't. We don't know how 2023 is going to be. But again, if Repop is going to make it similar like a PAX, or what is the other one overseas? EGX. What is that event?
I was going to say Gamescom.
No, there's
That's in
another
Germany.
one. Yeah, the EGX.
EGX,
That's also
that-
ran
yeah,
by.
okay.
Yeah, that's also been by Repop, and that's pretty much like a PAX East. So, if anything, think of what E3 is going to be. It's going to be pretty much just like EGX now, and it's going to be like, meh. Why would I want to do this when I can go to PAX West or I can go to PAX East? And it's sad. And no, Repop does not run EGX, but I was giving that as an example. So, yeah, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
Guess we'll see.
PAX-
I think they see just the value in not going because they don't have to pay money, so they just do their own thing.
Makes you wonder
So-
how expensive it would be for them to go to E3.
Yeah.
But they go to Taiwan.
Apparently it's
That's
cheaper.
true.
I don't know.
What
Yeah,
the
Microsoft
heck?
literally said that this is saving them money, and it's just like, how much money
Yeah.
are you saving by going to Taiwan instead of here?
It could be cheaper, just like currency conversion. They're like, we're not going to spend nearly as much money getting to Taiwan. So I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking. I've always wanted to go to E3, but now it just sounds like I can go to PAX too. So
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you not to go, but I'm not gonna be there. So
especially
there and
this
say,
year,
"Keith,
because if you remember
not
how
gonna
the
be there."
setup is, it's like 2 days for press, and then like
Yeah, 2
1
days
day
for press
that's,
and like
fully
2 or
public.
3 days for public.
Yeah,
it's two. Is it 2-2? Is it 2-2-2 or
I don't know.
I thought
Actually,
it was like one
5
full
days,
day.
I think. So
Or like, it was like
Yeah,
two
it's
full
5
days for
days.
press, and then like half a day for press.
yeah.
Or like it's like a mixed day, and then it's like the rest is like fully public.
So let's see here. June 11th to June 12th will be the digital events. June 13th to the 14th will be the business days, and then the 15th and the 16th will be the public days.
Yep.
So 222. So technically, if you were going there as press, you can get all your stuff done during the press events, and then
Just
come
leave
back
before the public
public.
happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you're going like me and taking your family down there. I mean, let's be honest. My family go down and go, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Let's go to Disney World or something. And that's what we'll do. And that's what I wanted to do. I really want to just go down there, get the press stuff taken care of, have 2 or 3 more days left in California to take my family to, Disney and Universal and all that fun stuff. No, I can't. Thanks a lot, guys. You just ruined my vacation. Completely ruined it
Bastards.
because you didn't want to spend any money. How dare you? God. We got that upcoming demo for Wulong Fall and Dynasty.
That's true.
and I'm looking
Oh, do we
forward
have
to that.
another one
I'm
coming?
look-
Because I missed the last one. I was disappointed.
Yeah, February 24th is coming out for PS4, PS5, the
I won't be
Xbox One,
home.
Xbox Series X and S, and the PC. Well,
Bring
it'll
your
be available
Steam Deck.
until the game comes out.
Oh, good.
There you go. It's finally coming out for the PC. Last one was not on the PC.
I'll be on a
But this
cruise.
one's-
That's the problem.
Bring
Oh,
your
you gotta
Steam
spy
Deck. It
You know
fits
how
there.
long he'll be preloading? He'll be preloading that for how long? How long is your cruise?
7 days. I'm leaving on the 19th.
Oh, you got time. You can come back. Wait. When does the game come out? Oh, the game goes out on the 3rd. Yeah, the demo may not be available. What? They might leave it there.
They might.
Yeah, they might leave it there. Sorry that you're on a cruise, but I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I'm looking
Live
forward
your
to
life.
Still recommend bringing the Steam Deck.
I mean, me, I can't.
Oh, I'm
be
definitely bringing the
opposed.
Steam
I'd be
Deck.
like- I look at the boat like, nope, I'm good. I'd rather be on the USG Ishimura. Don't want to be on any boats. I can't swim.
it. Technically,
Nope,
it's
thank
the
you.
same thing. I mean, if you fall into
Nope.
space, you're not going to be able to swim
I
through
float.
that either.
I float. I don't drown. There's a difference. I stay afloat. And if I got oxygen, I am good. If I got oxygen in the ocean, I still sink. So I'm good. I'm good. Either way. Oh boy. Well, this one was a short show. We wanted to have more stuff, but gaming news and stuff has been kind of slow right now. And to be honest, there was something that we were thinking about talking about. Well, we're not talking about it. So
Yeah,
You
Nintendo
can find
Direct.
it all on Twitter.
oh yeah, go on Twitter, go on Reddit, go on Reset Error. Yeah,
Look, anything
Reset
gaming
Error.
related on Twitter, and you'll find at least 3 or 4 hot takes.
Oh no,
looking
you
at
can't
one
talk
right
about it
now.
on Reset Error. They canceled. They pretty much took all the talks about it on Reset Error off, even the review thread. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
that's interesting. Yeah, do you not talk about? Are you reading something juicy right now, Kyle?
It's
juicy?
about that thing we weren't going to talk about. So
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
So-
Not talking about it. But yeah, thanks for checking out this episode of the Spectator Mode Podcast here on YouTube. It'll also be where our normal podcasts are for audio. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Buzzsprout, and wherever else podcasts are. Also check us out over at theouterhaven.net. We got some great gaming news and reviews and geek culture stuff and even a thing that we're not talking about. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun there. And always, you want to help us grow? Subscribe to our channel, like this video, leave a comment below. We want to know what you think about our format and give us valuable feedback. There's no way we're going to grow without your input. All right? So from myself, from Kyle and Scott, thanks for checking out this episode of the Spectator Mode Podcast, and we will see you next time.
See ya.